What I'm attempting today is to condense my nearly 3 decades of corporate plus training experience into this session. I hope you will cherish it. I count upon you as a vibrant, dynamic, and resilient leader of our great country and pride of our company secretary profession. Frankly speaking, it's not alone that you have chosen this profession. This profession has also chosen you. If you see from my eyes, of course, mentally, I see you as a role model. So today, the problem or the challenge what we are facing in our country is that we are having too many models, but what we actually need is more of role models. And that's where people like you need to stand very, very tall. If you really ask me, the purpose of knowledge sharing and learning is not to make you a professor of a subject, or perhaps even you can say expert. Any subject you deal with is ever evolving to reach newer and newer heights. We think we are very wise, but let me tell you, we may be factually otherwise. जी हाँ, we may be otherwise. So the purpose of knowledge sharing is to make you a lifelong learner. But let me update you. Before you become an excellent teacher, now when I'm addressing you as a teacher, I'm not looking forward to only from the point of view of a school or a college. Of course, later on you can share your great knowledge and experience as a guest faculty sometime to an education institution. But when I'm addressing you as a teacher, I'm seeing you as a senior, as a mentor, as a guide, as a coach. So before you become an excellent teacher, keep one thing in mind, that first and the foremost is you need to be a phenomenal student. Did you get the sequence? So before you become an excellent teacher, first and the foremost is you need to be a phenomenal student. Like today, I'm in front of you as a faculty or as a teacher, as you may call me. But if you really ask me from my heart, I love to be a student, jab tak hai jaan, or else till my end. The best part is we both can learn from each other. Is it not so? Because knowledge is not the domain of any one single identity or a person. Anyone can possess it. So, I would always say, have something to write or take notes electronically whenever you are in any such session, whether it is online or even perhaps physical, or as we say, offline, or even when you are, let's say, in a client interface or in some important meeting, develop a distinctive habit to write or take notes. Believe me, this is what my experience says. It helps in a great memory recall. And whatever you have taken notes of, or maybe the pointers with examples, you can use them, share them, and that's the beauty. Is it not so? So, let me bring you back to this theme of today's session. It's in front of you on your screen, which categorically says executive presence and impactful image. And if we move further to that, it's a very peculiar statement with a lot of thought which has gone behind these 4 lines. As you can read it on your screen, it says, it is easier to join a profession, but difficult to become a professional. This is interesting. Did you get the line? It is comparatively easier to be a part of a profession, but difficult to become a professional. Think and contemplate on this line. A job or a work that needs high level of training and education is referred to as a profession. Think of it. Your profile as a CS has incidentally both the ingredients, namely training and of course the core subjects. And in the process, you develop expertise. Now, a very logical question which comes next in the mind. You have become a company secretary. Is it a conclusive proof that you have turned a professional? Well, the answer is maybe. You factually become a professional not only by your qualification, but most significant by your behavior, conduct, and conforming to ethical standards of a profession. This is exactly the reason why your executive presence, style, and progressive attitude creates an impactful image and an aura of positivity around you. Did you get this word? Aura of positivity. Or you can say positive vibes around you, where not only you are liked but respected in the professional circles. Now, the next logical question is, does this create a desire in you to excel and to make a difference? I'm sure it does. Why? Because you need to show to the world what separates the best from the rest. Did you get the line? You need to show to the world what separates the best from the rest. Your personality is an outreach to this world, and it has basically two sides. What are those? Very logical. Inside and outside. Now, incidentally, both the sides impact each other, and in turn, both are influenced by external environment in which you live. And if I have to explain on both the fronts, I would say inside refers to the frontiers of your mind, igniting your cognitive ability, or you can say logical reasoning, attitude, knowledge building, and ultimately building your supreme confidence. And when we are referring to your outside, it reflects on how you dress, behave, and address the people to make your presence felt, including your social presence and what, incidentally, others can see. Now, you need to secure both the sides, that is, inside and outside, to give you a professional advantage. So, let's move from inside to outside. Now, let us understand the basics again. What differentiates other living species from humans is in fact the power of the mind. Through this mind, not only we can think logically, but also can imagine, or you can say dream, and can make our dreams come true. Is it not magnificent? Yes, it is. But then, you need to differentiate between brain and mind. Brain is a physical, tangible body organ. Did you get it? Brain is a physical, tangible body organ. Or you can say, in simplified terms, which you will perhaps get it very fast in the world of globalization and technology, you can refer the brain as hardware. Got the signal? While the mind is intangible cognitive power, while the mind is an intangible cognitive power to think, imagine, and remember, or you can say, what? It's a software. Does it make sense? Hardware and software. How to know what's in the mind of the other person? The next logical question comes, how to know what's in the mind of the other person? Well, communication. It may be verbal or non-verbal. So, I would put it this way, communication is in fact the manifestation of the mind. Your capacity to speech is divine. But then, clarity of your communication, make a note of this. The clarity of your communication is directly proportional to the clarity and quality of your thoughts. Therefore, we promote in you to become what I just now said a few minutes back. L. What? Lifelong learner. Is it not very interesting? Yes, it is. By any mark, by any standards. And today, if you really ask me, it's the buzzword in the corporate and the industry. L. Why do we promote or why do we encourage being a lifelong learner? One of the primest reason is the knowledge outside to you is 1,000 times more than what is insight to you. Did you get the crux? I still remember on one of my overseas visit, and in this particular city I had the privilege to visit a world-class library. And in this library, I was really humbled to see hundreds and hundreds of books in so many different multiple subjects. And there itself you realize how little you know. And still we have a big ego here. We should not. In fact, the deeper you will go into any subject, the more you would realize you know nothing. And I mean it. Incidentally, that applies to me also. You are no sole exception. I'm recalling this one great statement as an excerpt which I read in one of the classic books which contains about the ancient civilization, and especially the Greek civilization which produced world-class, well-known philosophers in the form of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. So Socrates in 400 BC, that far back, Socrates in 400 BC said, very less people know that what they know is very less. Is it not interesting? What Socrates said that many thousands of years back? Very less people know that what they know is very less. There is no final answer, and this is the final answer. Because lack of awareness prevails in all of us. As long as you've got the greatest of the personality traits, and I call this greatest personality trait as curiosity, जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं जिज्ञासा. Once you have this trait of curiosity, nothing defeats you in life. I'm sure you must have heard about Guru Chanakya, the great architect of modern governance and the Guru of Gurus. He was incidentally the Guru of the great kings of all time, Chandragupta Maurya. And in one of his great teachings, he said, ना सीखने वाले को कोई सिखा नहीं सकता और सीखने वाले को कोई रोक नहीं सकता. जी हाँ, what he was trying to say is that the person who is not willing to learn, no one on planet Earth can teach him or her. But the one who is willing to learn, or who has a lot of curiosity to learn, no one can stop him or her to learn. And I believe, and I presume, you are the one, the learner.